about all this being fabricated. We saw with our own eyes. We saw what happened on January 6th. We saw the people breaking through the windows. We saw people occupying his own vice president. Look, there's a reason why.
Where you at? You at 50 minutes and 48 seconds, right?
No, I was at. Hold on, let's see what this is. Oh, this is 50 minutes and 12 seconds.
Go to 50 minutes and 48, 48,
All right,
48. It speeds on through. There you go. Right there, right there. That's fine. All right. There you
certainly
go.
face again in a second term. President Biden, while black unemployment dropped to a record low under your presidency, black families still earn far less than white families. Black mothers are still 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes, and black Americans are imprisoned at 5 times the rate of white Americans. What do you say to black voters who are disappointed that you haven't made more progress?
They acknowledge they made a lot of progress, number one. The fact of the matter is there's more small black businesses that have been started than any time in history. Number two, the wages of black unemployment is the lowest level it's been in a long, long time. Number three, we're providing housing for black Americans and dealing with the segregation that exists among these corporations that collude to keep people out of their houses. And in addition to that, we find that the impact on the choice that black families have to make relative to child care is incredibly difficult. When we did the first major piece of legislation in the past, I was able to reduce black child care costs. I cut them in half. We got to make sure we provide for child care costs. We got to make sure, because when you provide those child care protections, you increase economic growth because more people can be in the job market. So there's more to be done, considerably more to be done. But we've done a great deal so far, and I'm not letting up, and they know it.
You have 49 seconds left. What do you say to black voters who are disappointed with the progress so far?
I say I don't blame them for being disappointed. Inflation is still hurting them badly. For example, I provided for the idea that any black family first-time home buyer should get a $10,000 tax credit to be able to buy their first home so they can get started. I made sure that we're in a situation where all those black families and those black individuals who provided had to take out student loans that were ballooning. That if
you see Trump's face? I'm just laughing.
Anything having to do with volunteerism. If
You
they
didn't even
pay
answer the
for
question.
years through student debt, all the rest is forgiven after 10 years. Millions have benefited from that. And we're going to do a whole lot more for black families.
Thank you, President Trump.
And he caused the inflation. He's blaming inflation, and he's right. It's been very bad. He caused the inflation, and it's killing black families and Hispanic families and just about everybody. It's killing people. They can't buy groceries anymore. They can't. You look at the cost of food where it's doubled and tripled and quadrupled. They can't live. They're not living anymore. He caused this inflation. I gave him a country with essentially no inflation. It was perfect. It was so good. All he had to do is leave it alone. He destroyed it with his Green New scam and all this money that's being thrown out the window. He caused inflation. As sure as you're sitting there, the fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs, and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to see something that's going to be the worst in our history.
Thank you. President Biden?
There was no inflation when I became president. You know why?
Oh, yep. I went over a little bit.
It was just his face. It was just his face. You were like, what? But go ahead, I can't.
First off, he acknowledged the two groups in America, Hispanics and black. I want us to listen. I'm telling people, let's remove who he is, please. Think about what he had established and what he had left the country at. Before Trump was leaving the office, he was warning us, the gas is going to go up. The gas is gonna go up. I remember I was watching him. Funny enough, a lot of y'all don't understand. I watch every debate. I watch every town hall thing because I want to be more knowledgeable to see if he's saying something that was derogatory or if he was just a fool. The man is a businessman. He ran this country like a oil machine. I remember Clinton. I remember Bush growing up. And I remember, and now I'm old enough to remember how he ran this country. And you got to understand something. When Biden said segregation, I'm like, hold on, are we back in the 1950s? Had nothing to do. You ain't even answer the question. Babies are still dying on the black mothers. You went and mentioned something that he didn't have no thing. When Trump was in office, man, we had the lowest unemployment rate in the black community. Under the black community. And I'm like, and I'm speaking from my anecdotal experience. Listen, it's so crazy. People who didn't have a job was having jobs. There was cats at the corner store I stopped seeing. And I was like, hey, where John at? Oh, that nigga got a job down there at Checkers now. I said, he got a job? Come on, man. Like, let's be serious about it.
The person asked a question. I think for us on the panel, she's like, she still don't know what is a black job or a Hispanic job is.
Meaning, when he, so Natasha, when he say this, he's saying is this. He just look at this. And I know it might seem like that, but imagine as he's acknowledging the two biggest demographics here. So jobs that should be given to them are not being taken away for jobs that are, because let's be honest, a large percentage of the economy does manual labor and work in retail. Let's just get that out there. A lot of us
Correct.
do regular jobs. There's not 100K dudes. This is all a myth.
Right.
Correct.
Average
That's a
people are
fact.
making $50,000-$60,000, which is a lot here.
Yes, it is.
So when he's saying black and Hispanic jobs, the jobs typically that we can get, since there's not so many competition, there's many competition now, landscaping and stuff. And mind you, he could be talking about office work or anything. He didn't put a demographic, but I guess he phrased it in a way to say that, hey, you brought 20 million Nicaraguans in, or you brought 20 million El Salvadorians in. What is that going to mean for the people who ain't going to go to college, who might want to do a regular job? Ain't no job for him.
Yeah, but the aspect like how I came saying like retail stores, the fast food, stuff like that, like jobs that Hispanic and black people normally get. That's
Yeah.
what he's referring to. That's why I say so I hope that give you some form of clarity, Natasha, on that. And Biden is not really doing a good job as that, like Hakeem saying right now, as you can see in the job market. Because Natasha, I know you don't live here, you live in Canada, but if you check the job market here in the US, even though he added new jobs, but like Hakeem said, it's a job that people normally don't want.
Right.
And that's what's putting him at the bottom toe because it's like, okay, these are the job people don't want, but people need a certain type of job so they can make a pretty much a certain type of living. Not only that, but also a way to travel as well. Biden's not doing a good job in that. That's why and it's crazy because black people are for Biden. I said a lot of people, black people are still for Biden. And, I'm not going against them going for Biden. They could go for whoever they want. But as you can see, if he's not better in the community, then I think you need to rethink your evaluation on Biden because he's not doing a great job when it comes to the black market and also in the Hispanic market. But I think now in this election, he has lost a lot of black voters. And also you can see, because Jordan, we also did a video take on black farmers.
Yep.
So that also plays a part on that as well.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, folks. So the black farmers are also is against some of the proposal of on Biden as well. He's not really doing a good job in that department. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good take on that, Rodney. I want to say this too. When Donald Trump said about he's bringing in all these illegal migrants that's coming in and everything, and finally Joe Biden saw it was a problem. Now he wants to shut it down and everything. We did the topic about. Remember, you guys made a topic about Chicago about how the migrants come to I think it was Colombia, Venezuela, going to Texas, they get transferred to Chicago, New York, or something like that. They are pushing these, like I said, they are pushing these migrants to these big cities. And they pushing them into these, black neighborhoods and everything. And the thing is like You know, they're giving them free
Good
food,
point.
food stamps and all that type of stuff. And you know, they really try to take, you know, jobs that black people that works with, like a Walmart and anything, Walmart, you know, or grocery stores and everything, and then you know they try to get the migrants to get these jobs and everything. And also look all you look, I just you know look at you know all these stores are coming closing down restaurants. Like Red Lobsters, they closing down bankruptcy. A lot of black people work there. We love to go there. Chili's, and I heard today that Walgreens, they gonna close like 700 Walgreens here.
Really?
Yes, yeah.
Wow,
Am I
that's
lying about that?
crazy.
They close like 700 Walgreens because due to inflation and do how people not you know buying what it used to be before the pandemic and everything. So there is a lot of staple stores that we see from Walgreens, Rite Aid, a couple of the Walmarts they closing down. I mean, there's a Walmart in Buckhead they gonna close down and everything. It's a lot of places that's closing down, and which costs a lot loss of jobs for people that work minimum wage and everything. Particularly as us as black folks and also Hispanic folks as well and everything. So it's not really looking good for Joe Biden when you see staple stores and staple restaurants closing down because of bankruptcies, all that type of things. Because even though it might be, you know, the company situation and everything, it still don't look good when it comes to Biden and everything. It doesn't look good. But Donald Trump is right, man. When he was there, we had jobs. You know, he was building more jobs, American jobs. You know, and he was trying to push away people that you know to go overseas and everything, try to get jobs and make more American jobs here and everything. And Donald Trump was really trying to do that and everything. So, and the thing with Joe Biden, you know, he couldn't even answer goddamn questions like Joe Biden is losing a lot of black voters day
Yes.
by day, especially men. Especially men. We can see the bullshit. I'm sorry. We see the BS. And we hear Trump, you know, and when Trump was in office, we didn't have that problem. But some people think we're gonna go to slavery all the time with Donald Trump. We didn't see that when he was there 4 years. We didn't see that. You know, I don't believe. You know, I don't believe Donald Trump and Joe Biden is the best candidate, are best for to be the presidents and everything. But you know, when you look at how Joe Biden did for his 4 years and Donald Trump did in his 4 years, that Donald Trump wasn't bad. I'm just saying, man, because what Joe Biden doing, he's just going down and down and down. And what we see now with this debate, like Donald Trump was mollywopping y'all, and it's called these debates. And it's crazy.
And not only that, but White House asked us a question. He said, guys, Biden said black child care. What's that?